Okay. And I'll skip through the beginning parts of me sharing my story because we definitely don't need to go through that again. Okay. So I went on this other call and I wanted to take the time to share my story, which you guys all know this because I've done it on Receipt Peak several times. So first, I think I gave them like 5 points to inviting. And the first point is to get your mindset right. So I think a lot of people go into inviting with the mindset of I need something from this person, or there's a scarcity mentality about there's not enough people for me to talk to. And so my suggestion is before you invite, to get your mindset right. I'm going to mute everybody real quick. 1 second. All right. And to do that, I suggest, where is that? Okay, there we go. Before you invite, get your mindset right. So to do that, I suggest personal development. Many people think that they don't need it, but it's something that's going to help everyone, especially if you figure out what area you're struggling with, figure out what audios or books coincide with that area, and focus on that. But if you were going to be inviting, you need to focus on having confidence in what you're offering. Energy is a huge part of the effectiveness of your invite. So if I was writing something today and saying, when you're hiring someone to do a job at your house, or you're buying something from someone, a lot of times, I don't know about you guys, but I will explore more than one option. I will explore talking to multiple people, especially if it's like a job. Like I just had this stucco job done and I had 2 people come over and give me estimates. And I focus on how I feel about that person energetically, how they show up, if I think they're going to be able to get the job done, if they have confidence in their ability. Not necessarily everything is to do with price. Price, of course, is part of it, but I personally would be willing to spend more if I felt that the person that I was wanting to hire was more equipped to do the job that I'm hiring them for. That's just one example I could think of when you have workers working on your house. And the same thing goes with when you're sharing about your challenge group or coaching. If you're approaching someone with an energy of, I need this person to say yes so I can grow my business, and there's not enough people out there that I'm talking to, so I really need them to say yes because otherwise I won't reach this certain whatever it is that you want to reach, then they're going to feel that. But if you go into it with the energy of, I have confidence in what I'm offering, I know these programs and this system has changed my life, and I know it's changing other people's lives, and I know that it has the possibility to change this person's life, then you have confidence in what you're offering. Same thing with coaching is maybe you aren't where you want to be as far as financially with your business, but you know that this business works. I mean, every single person that's successful started in the same place as a coach with 0 people under them, with 0 customers, 0 coaches, started from 0 and worked their way up, myself included. And the biggest difference between myself succeeding and the people that left me and have quit and thus gone on to do other things and whatever are that my belief in myself and in this business and the products and the programs was so strong, I was unwilling to have it go any other way. I was fully committed to making it succeed no matter what. And that meant that I would talk to a lot of people, which I did. And I invited a lot of people, and I heard a lot of no's, and I didn't let those no's stop me from continuing to try to grow my business. So get your mindset right, find confidence in what you're offering, know that what you're offering works, and you need to look for their problem and show them what the solution is going to be. Also, be selective in who you're inviting to your challenge groups and to your team. Know who you want to attract, um, your avatar, write that down, figure it out, exactly the person that you're speaking to, how you want them to show up. And if somebody that you're talking to isn't showing up in the way that you is your avatar, if they're disappearing on you and they're, being flaky, then maybe they're not the right person for the job. So be selective, learn about the person before inviting them, check out their page, make sure that it's a good fit before you even lead to the invite. Select good people you feel you connect with to become part of your tribe instead of people you think are going to help you reach a certain goal in your business. And that will take you a lot farther. Know what you are inviting to. So I want to go a little bit and talk about free community. This is a very big part of what I do as a coach now. It's a very big way that I am bringing people to me and inviting them to a challenge group, inviting them to coaching, is through my sisterhood free community. It's an ongoing community where I purchase content, I have it scheduled, and I go in that group live once a week and share something of value, some live topic that is speaking to me at the moment that of course helps other people. And that free community is where I'll have people reaching out to me. Just this week, I had, I think, 2 people reach out to me from there saying, I want to sign up for Beachbody on Demand, or I want this or that, or speaking to me about something that I do with Beachbody. One girl in particular was like, I want you to get credit. I want to sign up for Beachbody on Demand. How do I do that? So that's keeping me in the front of their mind, in the forefront of their mind for when they're ready to sign up for Beachbody. So you're not looking to try to sell, ice to an Eskimo. You're looking for people that want to buy what you already have, like that already want to buy what you are offering. So that's how those free communities, you stay in front of them and you stay in the forefront of their mind. So when they are ready to take that plunge, you are the one that they remember, and you're the one that they know, like, and trust, and you're the one that they're going to go to. And that's huge for coming up on the new year in January, because January is, even though it's weird because COVID, it's still always the time after the holidays and people are finally ready to get their fitness on. And especially with us being home so much and the COVID stuff, I feel like it could be even more powerful of a period for us, even more than normal, which it's big. So if you don't have a free ongoing community, I highly recommend that you get one started and you start inviting to it. And we all purchase the content. Thank you guys for contributing. And you start scheduling that content out and start connecting with your people through your free community, and inviting people that are following you, inviting people that are liking your things, people that are commenting on your stuff, people that are watching your stories. Invite them to your free community. It's very much an easy invite because you're not asking them to open up their wallet to pay for anything. You're just inviting them to a free community that you of course have to put a lot of value into in order to show them to get that know, like, trust factor. So from there is when I usually invite to my challenge groups or coaching. Although I do direct message people straight, not through the free community, and invite them to challenge groups and coaching. So just know what you're inviting to. Really truly think about taking the steps. You don't have to do everything at once for the free community. Let's start this week with coming up with a name and coming up with a graphic. Start next week with scheduling out your content. The following week, start inviting. Once you've got the name, the graphic, the group, a place, a location, the content, it's time to get people in there. So that's my suggestion to you. Be open to giving and receiving. So add as much value as possible in every relationship. Of course, that's what we're taught and that's what we do, without expectations of the results. So not expecting someone that they're going to buy a challenge pack from you because you gave them a free meal plan. They can do whatever they want. But also know that every person we come in contact with has something to teach us, and be open to what others are showing us about ourselves and what they are offering us in terms of growth and learning, whether it's that they're not our tribe, whether it's a certain way we like about them that we want to be. Just be open to that, to receiving whatever you can receive from there. So here's my actual script that I use to invite to my sisterhood. This is who I send this to my followers. I send it to people that like my stuff. I send it to people that comment, people that I'm chatting with. And don't just take it and copy me. Don't name your group sisterhood. Don't because it's not going to be like you. Come up with whatever your own name is. Come up with your, but this is just an example of a script that you can use. And this is the exact script that I use. I might change it a little bit, but that's mostly what it is. And then when they say yes, when they say yes, I send them to a link, which I'm going to show you real quick. Take you to my link, and it's a landing page. And when they sign up, I capture their email address, their name, their phone number, and they're instantly signed up for my weekly newsletter. Which in that weekly newsletter, I am sending usually like every week they get a recipe. Every week they get some type of like a freebie, a PDF, some content. I know you guys are probably signed up for it, so you get it. And then they also get they get new program launches, and they get to hear about what's coming through the grapevine. Oops, why is it not letting me share my screen now? So I have had people reaching out from that newsletter saying, I want to get in on this new program, or just signing up for a challenge pack without even talking to me. So I just want you guys to know that that is how I'm capturing their information. And I have, I think, around I don't have like a huge list. I only have like 300 people, 300 leads on my list. So, all right. Next is for a challenge group. This is what I would send them. Someone that's following me, someone that's liking my stuff, someone that's commenting, someone that's watching my stories. Hi, I'm popping by because I'm open enrollment for my whatever this month is, virtual gym challenge. Or be filled with sisters who want to make positive changes with health, fitness, nutrition, mindset. I only open 10 spots for my monthly challenge because I truly mentor every client I work with in this paid community, not just throw them in a group. So I like to keep numbers small. I hope you don't mind, but wanted to invite you to join us. Want to be one of my positive mindset and workout buddies for whatever month, and you can join and win a $20. You can win a $20 Amazon gift card for being accountable and participating in a challenge. I can post these slides on the tip page, and then if they say yes, I get them to a link to sign up and tell me about themselves. So excited you're ready to make this change. I really like to take a personalized approach with each woman I'm working with. You're too important to me to send me recommendations without knowing your goals and preferences. So you do me a favor and take 5 minutes. And when they fill out this form, which I'm driving traffic to my website, and when they fill out this form, it's a Google form, and it really tells me a lot about them. Their name, email, phone, what's their story, Facebook, are they working with a coach, what their goals are, is anything working for them, what's not working for them, how is their nutrition, what's the biggest roadblock, describe a difficult day of food, are you exercising, do you have any medical conditions or limitations, how does your body now compare to your ideal body, are you open to learning how to use your fitness and nutrition journey to earn supplemental income from home. This is a way that I can lead into talking to them about coaching before they even enroll as a challenger. And then what are you interested in learning more about? So this gives me anything else you'd like me to know, what's the best way to reach you, how did you find me? So this is a great way. And then I have a couple videos here on 2P Mindset, Ultimate Portion Fix. And then this is from when I edited this last when MBF was launching. So they can already start watching a few videos and get some information there. And then for a coaching script, this is what I actually sent somebody recently. I reached out to you today because I've honestly been watching you for a while and love the energy and value you bring to your social media. Wanted to send you an invite. I was too timid to do so, thinking this might not be something you would be into. But what I do is so rewarding and I love it, so I shouldn't make a decision for someone. So I wanted to reach out today and ask, have you ever considered joining our Team Aloha coaching team? It's full of strong women who know how to work hard and overcome challenges and want to help others do the same. I see those qualities in you and wondered if you want to partner up with us and do what you're already doing and help more people. I'm not sure if you'd be into this or if you'd have the time for it, but I do know you're a woman I'd love to chat with about it. Does any of part of you wanting to have an extra stream of income with personal health and wellness being at the center of what we do, please let me know. And this did lead to a yes, and it led to a phone conversation. And that phone conversation led to her wanting to come on our Zoom, our sneak peek into coaching and gather more information. So it's not always just a yes straight to the, okay, I'm ready, sign me up. It's always, it's multiple steps in the process to getting them to the point of where they're enrolling with you. So if they say yes, I set up a time to chat on the phone. I get to know more about them. I invite them to the sneak peek. I invite them to our behind the scenes look in the coaching community, which we haven't done much with, but those are options that I've used in the past. More, I like to talk to them on the phone and get to know them one-on-one. And then if they're still not sure, then that's when I invite them to the sneak peek into coaching. And that's it. Does anybody have questions about that? Is that helpful? And then another, okay, does somebody have a question?
Oh, I was going to ask, when you have somebody on the phone, what are you asking them? Or are they asking questions?
No, I'm asking them questions. I'm controlling the conversation. I should send you the Danny Johnson. Do you have time to listen to audios?
Yeah.
Okay. Because so how I learned to have those conversations was I bought this program called 6 Figures in 6 Months by Danny Johnson. And I put it onto my Dropbox. And it's an audio. And I would literally, I put that on in my car. And when I would drive, I listened to, it's like 6 CDs. I just would listen to it like over and over and over and listen to how she would ask people questions and control a conversation. That is how I learned how to have conversations with people. And then I took what I learned from those audios and I applied it. Like and I messed up. I can't tell you how many times I got on a call with someone and I was like, man, I really screwed that up. I was like, I didn't ask enough questions. I started talking about myself. She was asking me questions. I didn't control the conversation. I was like, I wasn't secure. Like but then I would always assess when I got off the phone. I'm like, okay, what could I have done better? And in the beginning, it was like all these different things. And then, eventually it was just like, I know how to do it. Like I can get someone on the phone and I can close them as a coach like this. So I can send that to you if you find that would be helpful. But mostly I usually ask, like, what's your story? I start with, what's your story? Who are you? Tell me more about yourself. Jamie knows, actually. I think you kind of did it on our first call once you already signed up. But it's like, okay, tell me more about yourself. And then I have my little notebook right here next to my computer, and I write down, I take notes about them. So here's the last 2 coach calls I had with 2 girls recently that are interested in coaching. And I just write down, like, they're if they tell me like how old they are, what they do, what they usually want to start with their health and fitness stuff. And I'm like, but can you tell me beyond that? I don't just want to know about like your healthy journey. Like I want to know about you as a person. And like, for example, one of them was a girl who used to teach people how to ride horses. And her thing was, she said, she really loved it, but then she didn't like how they were running the horses ragged, and there was just some negative things. So she ended up stopping to do that. She's now working, doing like in an office, like in an office job. And I was like, do you like what you're doing? And she's like, well, I have a lot of free time to do other things, like barefoot running. She's a vegan. She studies like brain and her body and reads all these different books. Like she's super into like personal growth. She's like, yeah, I just like how much time I have. She works Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. I'm like, that's a lot. Like, that's a full-time job. I'm like, that's not like, how do you see? She's only off Saturdays and Sundays. I was like, because she used to work 24/7 doing the horse training. So anyway, in that conversation, I underlined, she really loved her job of training people to ride horses because she was teaching people how to ride, but she was actually teaching them how to fulfill a dream. So that to me was like, oh, ding, 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 like coaching could fulfill that for her. She could be teaching people how to fulfill a dream of having this like fitness, health and fitness coaching business. She already was a trainer. She was already teaching people. She was mentoring people. It's a leadership position. Like she could be a really amazing coach if I find the problem for her that I'm solving, which right now is that she's at a job that really isn't that fulfilling for her. And the horse training was fulfilling for her until it wasn't anymore. So she's kind of at this like crossroads. It could be a really great fit. She's into fitness. She loves my Instagram. She's been following me for a while. She likes my style. She likes my page. She likes the value that I offer. she's a vegan. And she's curious about coaching, but she needs to know her why. She needs to know, she would need to fall in love with it and know that it's in alignment with who she is and what she wants to accomplish in her life. And so I like underline those things, and I'm still in contact with her. And it could be someone who could, she's has been a little bit not showing up now and non-responsive to like texts and stuff. So I'm already starting to see like those are qualities that I don't really want in a coach. I want someone who's actually responding to me, even if like they had a busy week. It's like, it's easy for you to just say, you know, respond to a text and say, hey, I had a really busy week, but I did get your text. I haven't had a chance to look at anything yet, versus just like not looking at it and not answering me, which she did. So she's already showing me that I'm like, I'm not really that attracted to that. Like I like her whole story, but she's showing me signs that like, I don't want to chase people. So I'm really not going to be chasing her anymore. Like she's going to have to want to come to me. Like I'll stay in touch with her, but I'm not going to be like chasing her. And then the next one has a job she loves. She's super into fitness. She was like an athletic. She's a runner. She's like a really fast runner. She was on track and field in college. And so I think she's a personal trainer on the side because she loves it. She has a passion for helping people. So it's like, for me, it was her why would be like finding that problem and solving it is like, she can only reach so many people as a personal trainer. You know, you can only do so much as a personal trainer, but with Beachbody, you can leverage the efforts of like, you're working together with a team and you're building a team. And so you're building a long-term residual income. You can help more people. Not only can you help more people, because you have a team that are helping people. Like I can't go out like helping 100 people as a personal trainer this month is going to take so much of my time and energy. But if I help 10 people, like help 10 people in their life, like if I can find the circle of influence and sign up 10 coaches who want to help 10 people in their life, then we've just collectively helped 100 people together. But I've still only helped 10 people. So that's how the coaching business can grow so, you know, so quickly and so become so duplicating and can become, you know, a residual income. So I get them on the phone, I listen to their conversation, I write down the things, I find that little, why would coaching be good for them? Like, why would it really be a good fit for them? And then when I share about what I do as a coach, I focus on that part of my journey. So it's like with the one that was really fit and was already a personal trainer, then I focus on sharing how, yeah, I've always been into fitness too and health, you know, I have. And so coaching excited me because I could help other people and, you know, I could have an income attached to that, helping people live a healthy lifestyle. So I focused on that part of coaching because that was what really would speak to her. So I'd focus on that part. And then I'd share a little bit about what we do. Like I'm an online accountability coach basically. And I'd share a little bit about Beachbody on Demand. And then I would explain to them, I don't go, if they want to know a lot more details about coaching, I will say, if I try to explain to you everything that we do as a coach on this one call, I could be on the phone with you for weeks, you know, months. There's so many things to talk about. I'm like, but first, but I'm like, I'm not going to do that because, you know, there's training for that, number one. And number two, if I do that with you, just break up. Am I breaking up? Oh, I'm doing so good. I think I'm back. Okay. Yeah. So what I was saying is that if I tell them all the things, then I'll say to them, if I try to tell you everything, first of all, we'd be on the phone way too long. And second of all, you would never be able to, you would think that you couldn't do what I'm doing. You would think that you couldn't be a coach because you would think there's no way I can do that. So I'm actually showing you how to, you know, bring people onto your team, you know, if you were decide to coach. And if I spend hours and hours on the phone with you explaining, then you're going to think there's no way I can do that. So you're going to be turned off to it. So I'm like, really for me, what I think is like the best coaches are the coaches that fall in love with the products. They fall in love with the process of getting fit, of using the programs, of drinking Shakeology, of using the performance line. I'm like, so the first thing, it starts with you. And, you know, the first thing I suggest is that you, like, if there's somebody who's new to Beachbody, I'm like, I would suggest that you do a program, you either use the performance line or Shakeology, and you become the best challenger you can possibly be in that challenge group. And you know, so you can see what the community aspect of it is. So you can experience it for yourself and decide if it's something that you can get behind and support other people with. And I will happily, if you have, if you really have someone who's really curious about coaching, and you're, and they, you know, they can't come to the sneak peek, the timing's not working out or whatever, I will happily do a three-way call with you if you want to, where I can be the one leading the call, and then you just have to tell them, listen, like, I'm kind of still new to this, but I have a, you know, my upline coach is very successful, and, you know, you could say whatever you want to edify my position, and you want to bring me on as being like an expert in the business. And then I would take the time I would go through all the steps with them, and I would show you, like, this is what I do. I would ask them the questions about themselves, I would get to know them, and then I would kind of take you and show you what I do, all through all the steps to the point of telling them, you know, so you can experience it for yourself. I've done that in the past. It's worked for people. So I'll put myself out there to do it for you if that's something that you want or need, or have people that really are curious. Three-way calls. I haven't done them in a long time, but I have done them and they have worked. So, but really, you can also get them on the sneak peek, and they're going to hear that story. You know, they're going to hear my story, and they're going to, so I would constantly be inviting them to different things, different ways for them to be exposed to information about coaching. What my upline always used to say, and I've heard it from other people too, is like, you can't say the right thing to the wrong person, and you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So if this is the right opportunity for them, they're going to see it and they're going to join. And if it's not, there's no level of convincing that's going to get them to say yes. And if you do convince them to say yes, then you're going to have to convince them to use their challenge pack. And then you're going to have to convince them to engage in the challenge group. And then you're going to have to convince them to use the success tracker. And then you're going to have to convince them to go emerald and diamond and all the different things. So you don't want people like that on your team. You want people that are wanting to do it for themselves. And you're just mentoring them and you're guiding them along through the stages. So hopefully that was helpful. I've been, I've been doing this a really long time. So I've done a lot of different things. I think the sneak peeks are very helpful if you have people that are curious about coaching, to get them to actually meet the team and to hear the stories. And they as long as you follow up with them, that can be very helpful for people. Any other questions?
I find it motivating and encouraging just for myself, just to go through and hear it. Even though I've heard the stories, you know, several times, I still like hearing them.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and that's, you know, that's why some people want to be coaches, is merely to be connected and to hear inspiring stories, and they don't necessarily want to build, you know, a full-time 6-figure business. They just want to be inspired. So you have to know your people and know what it is that is attracting them, and then don't try to make someone, like I think Christy talked about, you know, there's people that want to do, I forget what she called it. There's people that want to be full-time. Don't try to make the person that just wants to come and be a part of this community into a person that wants to be a full-time coach, because they never will be. You have to meet them where they are. Don't be hesitant to enroll that coach. Just know what their place is going to be. All right, ladies. The other thing I did want to tell you is, I know you had asked me, Lisa, about how to invite from social media, how to invite new people. And there's one thing that I do that I thought of that I wanted to share with you, is I go on Instagram and I've created you can save posts. I think I've gone over this before, but I'm gonna do it again. So if you go to your account, you can actually save posts. So for example, say you find an account that you really connect with and you like, you can go to their page and you can look at their people that are liking their stuff and commenting on their stuff, and you can start following those people, and you can actually save things into albums now. So wait, they keep changing where everything is on here. I hate it. Where's the saved now? All right, so if you go under the three dots, you can find the saved, and you can click on saved, and you can actually create albums. I think you guys know how to save stuff, right, on Instagram? So I need okay. So you can actually save to and name one of your albums Dream Team, which I named Dream Team, and I save a picture of their face. And then these are the people that are my dream team. And then when I go onto Instagram to start engaging with people, those are the people that I engage with first. So you could take 30 days, you could find 10 people that you're like, this person looks like someone I really want on my team. Find 10 of them and engage with those accounts like at least 3 times a week for the next 30 days. And through that process, you're going to determine if they really are your avatar or not. You're going to know, are they giving me one-word answers? Are they engaging with me? Do we have more in common than I thought? Because it's going to lead to conversations, and then from there I would invite them. And I usually focus on inviting to coaching, just because that's when I've always been more passionate about the business. I've always had a passion for the freedom that the business offers over just inviting to a challenge group. I've always been more driven in that direction, always, and I still am. And it's the direction that I'm continuing to move more and more into. It's not that there isn't I mean, of course there's a place for challenge groups and helping people get results, but when the coaching is attached to the results, like it, for whatever reason, works more, they get better results, they stick around longer. And that's what I'm more passionate about, is people having that freedom, not only with their fitness, with these programs they do offer us so much freedom because they're so simple, easy to follow, you can do them from home, but also that they're attached to a financial reward that offers us the freedom to, create whatever kind of income we want to create and have more time freedom in our life. That's always what I've been very passionate about. And that's always what I've wanted to attract people for and into, is that. So that's what I would recommend if you're kind of like stumped for, like, I don't know where to go from here. If you did that, if you found 10 people or 20 people or however many you want to do, 3, and you just really connected with them over 30 days, even if it doesn't lead to them joining your team, you just made a new connection with someone who is positive in your life, and you just never know where that's going to lead. Like maybe they're not the one that wants coaching, but maybe they have a friend that does. And now you just created the know, like, trust factor. And you could get to a point where you could say to them, hey, listen, I really enjoyed connecting with you, and I do this business, and I'm creating an income, doing a health and fitness coaching business. It's online. I would love to have you join my team. You're someone I look up to and respect. Would that be something you'd like to hear more about? If they're like, no, then you could always say, okay, that's cool, I totally get it. Do you know anyone in your life that might? I mean, if you focus on building a relationship with people, your business will grow. But if you're just focusing on how can I make sales, it won't. It might for a little bit, but it's not going to be a long term. It's not going to be built on a foundation that's lasting. I hope that's helpful. I just focus on relationships, and everything just falls, like, all for me, it falls into place. And I focus, my biggest focus is on relationship building through personal messaging, commenting on people's content, liking people's content, reacting to their stories, watching their stories, like developing a relationship with them. And I do see through those, like, this is someone I really like on my team. She's a go-getter. She's serious about blah, blah, blah. Like, then it will lead me to an invite. Or I can see, like, that person is not really someone I want on my team, and it will show you. So it's being selective. And the other biggest thing I focus on is building my brand, a value-driven brand on social media. Because that's really what it is. That's what the business is. So that's what I spend the majority of my time doing right now. And inviting to my free community. And building relationships through there. Okay. So things used to be different when I started a decade ago. There weren't as many MLMs out there. People weren't so spammy. People weren't trying to be sold to all the time. All these spammy messages of people trying to sell them products and get them to join and whatever and buy and do this thing. So people are much different now in how they're interacting on social media because they've been burned so many times by that. You really do have to make that relationship building the forefront of your business and the value-driven content by building your brand on social media. That's really how you do it. And I'm going to be taking it, which I'm already moving towards, to not just building it through to liking their content and interacting on their content and inviting them from there, but I'm moving more in the direction too of lead capture, of offering them a freebie, getting their information, and getting them on my email list, because that email list is where I'm building that relationship with them, is through my newsletter that they're getting every week, because they're learning about me. There's a catch up with me section in the end. They're getting free content from me. I'm building that and developing that know, like, trust factor with automation, without having to message these people every day. And that's how people really succeed in the bigger picture, in the long term in this business. And I know that now. And I think that's why I was getting so oh my God, I was so overwhelmed when I reached like 6 figures in my business with Beachbody. I didn't do it through lead capture. I was doing it through messaging and, having these one-on-one, really personal relationships with people. And I was just oh my God, I'm overwhelmed. I have so many conversations going. I have so many people that want to enroll with me. I'm hitting Success Club 40, in a month. That's 20 new enrollees. I'm I can't keep up with this. But really, you have to be systematic about how you're doing it. And that's the only way to keep up with it. And that's by nurturing through, newsletters and emails, series, and automation. But then still, of course, coming in and having a relationship with them in the moment when it matters. It's high touch and high tech. And high touch is that one-on-one personal relationship that So I'm not saying I don't have a relationship with them, because I do. But it's not necessarily as much as it's not as much of me thinking I have to follow up with this person and message them. It's more it's being automated now, because they're getting exposed to my content every week, and that's building a relationship for me without me having to do it as much. Does that make sense? Okay.
Where do you get the content for your newsletter?
My assistant.
Do you write that every week?
What?
Do you sit down and write that every week, or? No,
I actually, the recipes are from the content that I bought that goes in my sisterhood community. So I have my assistant writes my newsletters, and I read them before they go out, and I approve them. So she grabs the recipe from the content that I bought from my sisterhood community. She grabs one of my posts from my Facebook page that I actually wrote and puts it on the catch up with me on the bottom. And then the content about new launches when programs are coming are content that I bought. It's pretty much all content that I bought. Yeah. But it doesn't have to be that long. You can write a short little newsletter. You can make it sound very much like you're talking to someone, and just write a little, hey, here's what's going on with me, and just, or if you have to go in. This is what I would say to a coach who's brand new, that doesn't have I haven't had 10 years of experience doing this, right? Is if you're trying to come up with content for a newsletter, pay attention to what you're doing in your daily life. And the simplest little things that you think are just second nature to you, that they're a tip for someone. They are a tip that's going to be helpful for someone, on the planet. Melissa, her immersion blender. Like, I bought an immersion blender because Melissa posted it on her Instagram stories. Like, her hummus video of, dessert hummus. Like, I meant to buy some when I was at the store, I forgot, and I'm going to get it next time I go. Okay, so it's the simplest, stupidest, littlest. I'm not saying it's stupid, but it's like the littlest thing. It's like a small tip that you think is second nature. Having a water bottle with you, like a reusable water bottle that keeps your water cold, that you carry with you everywhere you go. Do you know that some people don't do that? That's like news to someone. That, I mean, I have my water bottle everywhere I go. It's like this, like the dumbest thing that I would even think that someone wouldn't do that. But there are people
leave
that
my
do.
house without it.
I don't go anywhere without my water bottle. It's almost like attached literally to my body. But one of the girls in our challenge group right now just went this week because she's like, I've seen everybody posting their reusable water bottles. Like, she went to Target and bought one just this week. She's however many days old, 40, 30, whatever years old, just did it. So it doesn't matter how stupid you think it is, how silly you think it is, it's a tip for someone. But you want to tip on something that is important to you, that is valuable, that isn't, it's congruent with your brand. So it's not just tips that are all over the place. Like, oh, there's a tip on this. Personal development is my huge thing. So like mindset is a big thing for me. Those are my big tips. And nutrition and fitness, and freedom through coaching. And, being the 2 days a week nurse anesthetist. So anything that's like, you can tell it's written by me is written by me. Because I do write some of it. I just don't write all of it. If it doesn't sound like it's written by me, probably it wasn't written by me. But at this point in time, if you don't have, I've got thousands of customers in my, in my back office that I try to like message on a regular basis to try to get like back, get them connected to me. I have people that are just buying stuff I don't even know. I check their orders. I write them, an email or a text message and say like, was everything okay with your order? Like there's, running these calls. I'm learning how to build a website. I'm like doing my personal development. I'm of course engaging in the challenge group. And I'm of course still working on bringing new people on board. Writing a newsletter is just like one more thing that I don't want to spend time on right now. So it's just easy for me to invest in content. But if I was starting out brand new, I would be writing my own content. And I did write my own content for a long time in my newsletters. Until I got to the point where I was like, okay, I don't need to do that. I need to delegate that now. Like I'm at the point that I need to take things off my plate. And that was one of the things that I took off my plate. And I review it and I make sure that it doesn't sound ridiculous or that it doesn't have any, spelling errors. I usually do make a couple edits.
Your content is kind of in there if she's grabbing an Instagram post that you've done, right? Because you write a lot of that. So, in the recipe, whatever. So they are getting your content,
Yeah, they are getting a post from me. So they are getting to know me, but they're also getting other stuff too. That's not.
And I think that's actually a good idea. I mean, that's a good starting place. If you're already writing content for social media, just grab some of that content. This is what I'm up to. Throw a recipe on there. Just like you said, I mean, you can keep it really simple.
Yeah, there you go. Whatever content you're posting on your social media, you just grab that and you maybe, you write a newsletter around that.
Because it is amazing. Like so many times I think, well, I posted this on Instagram. Now I'm posting it on Facebook. I've got a lot of people on Facebook that follow me on Instagram. But what is crazy is, and what I think we have to remember is that not everyone is seeing it all the time. So you could post something and then I have my business page too. So I'm posting on these 3 pages and every time I'm like, oh, this is so redundant. I shouldn't do this. But this page, not everyone on my business page that is following me on my business page is going to see that content. But maybe they'll see it on my personal page, you know, or maybe they'll see it on Instagram, because with the algorithms, you know, you just have to, and the redundancy is good too, I think. So.
Yeah, it's good. And the redundancy is good, and it's totally good. And they might not see it on your Facebook or your Instagram, and they might be on your email list, and they will see it on your email list. So I hope I didn't make it more overcomplicated. Okay. I just it might seem like it's more overcomplicated in the front end, in the front loading, but eventually it won't be. Once you're building your list and you're, you know, developing that, nurturing that relationship through your newsletters, it eventually won't be. All right. Okay, ladies, I'm going to get off here. Good to see you guys, and hope you have a great rest of your week. And let me know about Monday, Melissa, if you're going to be able to get on and share your story. And I'll connect with Sabrina and Jonna and see if they're able to do it too.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we'll see you there.
Okay.
Bye, ladies. And Lisa. And Lisa, I just know you won't be like, you know, able to really get fully on.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Bye,
Monday.
ladies.
Bye-bye.
Good night.